What's going on, guys? Jacob Worth coming back to you with another video of Jacob's Life in Vegas. Coming to you guys on kind of a gloomy, overcast day here in Vegas. We don't get a whole lot of these. It's actually in the afternoon time right now, but you can never really tell because you don't see any sun. But nonetheless, the show must go on. So I'm going to talk to you guys about something today that's going to be more for those of you that are looking to move here and some of you that already live here in Las Vegas. And this is about the Food Handler Safety Training Card, formerly known as the Health Card. This is important for those of you looking to get a job here in Las Vegas, or really here in Southern Nevada in general, because it's something that just Southern Nevada does here when it comes to like these work cards you have to get. And I did a video on this probably at least a year ago, where I talked about really the three main work cards you have to have when it comes to getting certain jobs here in Las Vegas. And they've actually changed the process a little bit when it comes to the health card or the Food Handler Safety Training Card. This is just one of certain cards you're going to need. The TAM card for alcohol is another one. The Sheriff's card, which is essentially a background check you're going to need for a lot of jobs here in Las Vegas. And for those of you who do certain security work, you need the PILB card. And for those of you who are going to be working in gaming, you also have to get a gaming card. So there's all kinds of different cards you have to get and fees that are associated with them. But really, it's not that bad in my eyes, okay? At least for the main three that I've talked about before. And the Food Handler Safety Training Card is one that I don't think is really bad at all when it comes to the fee. It's only 20 bucks to get this, but the process has changed really in the last few years. Even since I moved here, the process has changed for how they do this, and I'd say ultimately it's for the better. So for those of you guys who want to get this card is valid for 3 years, okay? And there are a lot of jobs that are going to require you to have this card. A lot of them, especially in tourism and hospitality and nightlife, you're going to be required to have this card. And some of you, even if you're going to be in a job where you're not handling food, you are still going to actually have to take this test and you're going to have to get this certification. So if you're a bartender and all you're doing is serving drinks, you're going to still have to take this exam and get this card. Some of you who do like security type work, even if you're not handling food, you work in a place that serves food, or sometimes in a place that doesn't serve food, you still have to get this card. So it's good for 3 years. It's 20 bucks. The whole thing now is changed to where you used to be able to take the test online, and actually it was harder because you had like hours of videos you had to go through in terms of content. You had to go like step by step by step by step by step by step through each video. You couldn't just skip over stuff, or else it wouldn't check that you actually watched it. And the test was like 34 questions. They changed that. That's done now. Now, you can study online. They have a bunch of free material for you online you can study, and I'll include the important links for this like down below in this video. So you can take all the study material online. It's all about the different regulations here when it comes to handling food, how to store food, how to make sure obviously you don't get contamination food, about receiving food, all the things to look for so that you can abide by safety guidelines, so you don't get sick or other people get sick or people you're serving food to get sick. All those kind of things you have to learn in this process. So the study material, it's online, it's totally free. You can no longer take the exam online though. You have to do this in person at one of their locations. They have a handful of locations here in the Las Vegas area. I believe there's one in Henderson. I believe there's one out in Mesquite. So this is just for Southern Nevada, really. So you have to go in person to a location, find one online. It's not that hard. You go in there. Most of them take people up till about 4 p.m. You do not need an appointment, okay? You can just walk in and show up. You walk in, show up. The offices usually close at 4:30. So walk in by 4 p.m. They'll usually take you. They'll get you processed. You just bring your ID. You let them know you're there to take the exam for the card. Once you go take the exam, they'll sign you up for it. They give the exam in like 12 different languages. So I saw English on there, of course, Spanish, I saw Chinese, I saw Russian. I don't think they have translators there for you. So if you're signing up and you need help and a person doesn't speak English, it's going to be kind of tricky, but the exam you can at least take in a different language if you want. Now the exam now is only 20 questions. If you're getting your card for the first time, it's only 20 questions. If you're renewing your card, it's only 10 questions, and you need 70% to pass. So you need to get at least 14 out of 20 or 7 out of 10 if you're going to take this exam and you're actually going to pass. If you don't pass, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. If you don't pass the exam, you can truly come back just the next day and you can take it, okay? If you come back the next day, there's like a $5 fee you have to pay, okay? You pay $5 to take it again. You can go home, you can study online for free. And the studying part is really what's, I think, a lot easier now, because you can just see the material and you can just go at your own pace when you study. You don't have to sit there and go video by video, video by video on all this stuff, for hours, okay? That's what I had to do years ago when I first moved here. I paid for Wi-Fi in the hotel I was staying at, and then just sat there for hours going through all the material, then took the exam and passed, and then took my certification over to the office and then got it. Now it's different. It's actually a lot easier in my opinion, even though you have to go in person. So say you pass the test, you're done. You let them know, hey, I passed. Okay, they have your paperwork. You just go over to the counter. Lady knows you passed. You just pay $20. That's it. 20 bucks, whether you're getting your first one or you're renewing, it's 20 bucks. That's the only cost. If your card expires, if you're going and your card has already expired and you're getting a new one, then there's a $15 fee on top of that. So you're gonna pay $35 for it. Okay, this process, guys, did not take very long. Okay, I went during the week, I think it went like early afternoon on like a Tuesday, and I was probably in and out in 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes the most. I mean, it was like, here, get in line, here's my ID, punch in your info, you go, you take the exam. Now they just do it on like iPads. There's just like probably half a dozen different stations, and they have like, each one probably has 4 iPads on it, and you punch in your info, you go through the exam just like that, and it's an easy process. 20 bucks, the card is good for 3 years. Not that difficult of a process, but it is required for a lot of jobs here in Las Vegas, okay? You do not need any paperwork from your employer to go ahead and get this card. So those of you that are looking to move here, or if you already live here, I really suggest that you go ahead and just get this card on your own for jobs when you're applying, because that way you can go to the employer and you can say, hey, I'm already certified, for my food handler safety training card. That's one less thing the employer has to think about when it comes to you as a candidate, and that's one more thing that separates you from everybody else. So go ahead, take care of this, guys. It's 20 bucks. It's not a big deal. It's an easy process for the most part. Get your food handler safety training card. It'll help you get a job here in Las Vegas. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. I'm Jacob. This is My Life in Vegas.